I thought I was a good mother. I fed my children, clothed them, sent them to school, and taught them to be strong. But I never knew that in raising them, I had broken one of them. Her name is Felicia, my second daughter, and the pain I caused her would one day come back to me in a way I never expected. The day she banned me from her Thanksgiving celebration was the day I faced the truth. I had failed her. And when I walked into that church uninvited, I didn't just walk into a ceremony. I walked into judgment, regret, and a second chance. Before I continue, I want to say a big thank you to everyone supporting this channel. Your likes, comments add value to this channel. Please do well to subscribe and hit on notifications. Thank you. We shall continue now. This is the story of how a broken mother and a hurting daughter met again, not in joy, but in pain, and how forgiveness, though difficult, became the glue that brought our shattered family back together. They say a mother's love is eternal, but what happens when your child doubts it? My name is Franca. I'm a wife to Fred and a mother of 3 beautiful daughters, Fiona, Felicia, and Favor. They're all grown up now, married, and living far away. Fiona in Canada, Favor in Los Angeles, and Felicia, well, she's also in Canada. But she's the one who changed everything. Felicia was always a quiet child. Not rebellious, not too outspoken, but quiet in a way that made you forget she was hurting. When she was younger, I admit I was harsh. Not because I hated her, but because I thought I was doing the right thing, being strict, correcting her more often than the others. She always seemed like the strong one who could handle it. But now I know I was wrong. Very wrong. Over the years, Felicia grew distant. I would call. She'd say she was busy. I would send messages. She'd reply with a simple thanks. I thought it was just adulthood and responsibilities. But deep down, she carried pain I caused. One day, Felicia announced she was hosting a Thanksgiving service in Canada to celebrate her marriage anniversary, career promotion, and new home. She sent out invitations to everyone, her father, her 2 sisters, and their husbands, friends, cousins, and even my siblings. But not me. There was no call, no message, no invite. When I found out, it hit me like cold water. At first, I thought maybe it was a mistake. But then Fiona called and said, "Mom, I don't know how to say this, but Felicia said she doesn't want you there. She said you were never there for her, and she doesn't want you to spoil her joy." My heart broke. I cried for days. I begged Fred to talk to her. He tried, but she refused. Mom was never kind to me. She made me feel like I didn't matter, Felicia told him. I remembered the many times I scolded her for small things, the way I compared her to her sisters, the times I called her ungrateful or lazy. I thought I was helping her grow, but I was crushing her spirit. The Thanksgiving day came. Fred traveled to Canada with Fiona and Favor. I was supposed to stay back, but something inside me said, go. So I packed my bags and flew there without telling anyone. I just wanted to see my daughter, even if it was from afar. When I arrived at the church, the place was already full. People were dancing, singing, giving thanks. Then I saw her, my Felicia. She looked stunning in a white and gold gown, standing beside her husband. She was smiling, laughing with guests. My heart swelled with pride. But the moment she saw me, everything changed. Her smile disappeared. She walked straight to me, her face cold. "What are you doing here?" she asked, loud enough for people to hear. "I came to celebrate with you, my daughter," I said, my voice shaking. "I told everyone, you were not invited," she said. "You don't deserve to be here. You weren't there when I needed a mother." People turned to look. Her husband held her arm, trying to calm her. Fiona and Favor rushed over, shocked and pleading with her. Fred came and held my hand tightly. "Please, Felicia," he said softly. "She's still your mother." But Felicia turned to the crowd and said, "Let it be known today, I don't want her here. This is my day. She has no part in it." I couldn't breathe. It felt like a knife went through my chest. I turned to leave, but Fred begged me to wait. The pastor, seeing the tension, invited everyone to sit. Then, something unexpected happened. Felicia's husband stood up and spoke. "My wife is hurt," he said, "but today is about Thanksgiving, and forgiveness is part of it. We can't truly thank God while holding on to pain." There was silence. Then Fiona, with tears in her eyes, held Felicia's hand. "We're all here because of Mum," she whispered. "Please forgive." Felicia's lips trembled. She looked at me and said, "You don't even know what you did to me." I nodded, crying. "You're right, but I'm ready to listen. And I'm sorry." The hall was quiet again. Then she said something that gave me hope. "We'll talk later." That moment taught me something I wish I had known sooner. Children never forget how you made them feel. I sat quietly in the corner of the church hall. My eyes were fixed on the floor, and my hands trembled on my lap. My husband Fred sat beside me, trying to comfort me, but nothing could take away the shame I felt. The people I had greeted just an hour ago now looked at me with pity. Felicia didn't speak to me again during the service. She continued with the event like I wasn't there. Her husband tried to include me, offering a smile here and there, but it wasn't the same. My own daughter had rejected me in front of the entire family. After the Thanksgiving ended, everyone moved to the reception hall for the party. I stood up to leave, but Fred stopped me. "We came this far," he said. Just try to speak to her again." I nodded, though every part of me wanted to run and hide. At the party, people danced, laughed, and ate. It was a beautiful celebration, just like Felicia had planned. Fiona and Favor came to sit with me. Both looked worried. "She's been holding this grudge for years," Favor said. "She talks about it all the time." "We didn't know how deep it was, Mum," Fiona added. "She said you never hugged her. You never praised her. You always compared her to us." I nodded slowly. I didn't know I hurt her that much. Fiona held my hand. She's been carrying it like a heavy bag on her back. But today, maybe, she can finally drop it. Just then, Felicia walked into the room. Her husband held her by the hand as they made their way toward me. The music lowered, and my heart started to beat fast again. She stopped in front of me. Her eyes were red, maybe from crying, maybe from holding too much inside. "I said we'd talk later," she began. "This is later." I stood up slowly. Everyone around turned to watch. I wanted to run, but this time, I knew I had to face it. "I'm sorry," I said quickly. "I know I wasn't the best mother to you. I was hard. I was cold. I didn't know how to show love the right way." "You showed it to Fiona and Favor," she replied, her voice low but strong. "But not to me. You called me names. You told me I was lazy, useless. You even told Auntie Rose once that I'd never amount to anything." I covered my mouth. I didn't even remember saying that, but it sounded like something I could have said in anger. "I was young," she continued. "I needed your love, your support. But all I got was correction. Every time I brought my report card, you said, 'Not good enough.' When I cleaned the house, you found the dirt I missed. You always made me feel small." Tears filled my eyes. "I was wrong, Felicia. I thought I was pushing you to be better, but I pushed you away instead. And for that, I am deeply sorry." The room went silent. Her husband looked at her and said, "You don't have to forget, but you can forgive. Carrying pain will not heal you." Then, to everyone's surprise, Fred walked to the center of the room. My husband, strong, quiet, proud, knelt down in front of Felicia. "She's your mother," he said. "She made mistakes. We both did. But she loves you more than words can say. Please forgive her. For me. For us." Fiona and Favor joined him, kneeling beside their father. The hall was still. Some guests began to cry. Others bowed their heads. Felicia stood frozen for a moment. Then her lips trembled, and she said, "You hurt me deeply, but I don't want to hate you anymore." She reached out her hand. I didn't waste a second. I took her hand in both of mine, crying like a child. "Thank you, my daughter. Thank you." We hugged, and the hall broke out in applause. I whispered in her ear, "I promise to make things right, from today till my last breath." She nodded, and for the first time in many years, I saw a small smile on her face. After the hug, it was as if something heavy lifted from all of us. For years, Felicia had carried the weight of pain, and I had carried the weight of guilt. Guilt I didn't even fully understand until that day. The party continued, but now, the mood was lighter. Felicia smiled more. She even held my hand as we cut her anniversary cake. People clapped, not just because of the event, but because of the reunion they had just witnessed. Later that night, back at Felicia's house, we sat in the living room, just the family. Fiona and Favor sat on one couch with their husbands. Fred and I sat together, and Felicia curled up beside her husband. Felicia spoke first. "Mom, I want to thank you for showing up today, even when I didn't want you there." I looked at her and said, "I didn't want to miss your big day. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I'm grateful." "I forgive you," she said quietly. "But I still want us to talk deeply about everything. We can't heal in one day." I nodded. "I'm ready. Anytime." Fred added, "This is what families should do. Talk, forgive, and move forward. Not everything can be fixed overnight, but it's never too late to start." We all agreed. In the days that followed, Felicia and I talked. She shared more of her pain from childhood, things I didn't know or had forgotten. I apologized again, this time with understanding. I also told her about my own past, how I was raised by a very strict mother and thought being hard was the only way to raise children. I realize now, I told her, that love has to be seen and felt, not just assumed. I assumed you knew I loved you, but you didn't feel it, and that's what mattered. She wiped a tear and said, "Yes, that's what hurt the most." That evening, we sat down for dinner as a full family for the first time in a very long while. Fiona and Favor shared stories from their childhood too. Some were funny, others brought tears, but the important thing was we were talking. No one was holding things back anymore. Before the night ended, Felicia's husband stood and raised his glass. "To forgiveness, to healing, and to family," he said. We all raised our glasses and echoed, "To family." A word to families out there. If you are reading this, maybe you're a parent who thinks you're doing everything right. Or maybe you're a child carrying pain from years ago. This is for you. Children remember not just what we say, but how we make them feel. Love is not just provision, correction, or discipline. Love is gentleness. It's patience. It's listening when they speak and holding them when they cry. Parents, don't assume your child feels loved, show it. Hug them. Praise them when they do well. Talk to them without shouting. Be their safe place. Children, if you've been hurt, speak up. Don't carry that pain forever. And if your parent comes to you truly sorry, let forgiveness open the door to healing. Nobody is perfect. We are all learning. I was blessed to get a second chance with Felicia. But not everyone will have that. Some mothers pass on without ever hearing the words, "I forgive you." Some daughters live their whole lives with resentment and never get peace. Please, don't let that be your story. Today, my family is stronger than ever. Felicia calls me every week now. Sometimes we cry together, sometimes we laugh, but every time we love. And every Thanksgiving from now on, there will always be a seat for every member of this family, including me. Because at the end of the day, family is not just who you're born into. It's who you fight to stay connected to. If you find this story interesting and relatable, subscribe and hit on notifications. Your comments and likes go a long way too. Thank you for watching.